See, this movie right here is the prime example of why you have to fight temptation out here. Fight temptation like Beyonce and Cuba Gooding Jr. Protect yourself. Fight the temptation and protect yourself. Protect yourself at all times. You thought you was safe? You thought you was safe out here in these streets? You not. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tyra here with another struggle review, here to discuss death, stupid death by temptation. Now this movie is from 1990. It stars James Bond III, Kadeem Hardison, Bill Nunn, the black people we love. Now before I get into why you need to know about this film, why you don't know about this film, me as a horror connoisseur from a very young age, I wanted to see some black people in horror. I was searching. I was like, it's gotta be something out here besides Tales from the Hood and Candyman. And this was one of them. It was black, it was real black, all black horror film. And it also had a message, very smartly written. Let's get into it. I need you guys to drop down and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm going to give you guys a moment to do that, and then we're going to come back and discuss all things. You know, everything that glitters ain't gold. You got to protect yourself, protect your energy. You never know what people come for. People come for different things. Everybody, attention, some people come just to fuck your shit up. Keep those people away.
Go back.
Now that you guys have hopefully subscribed to see more of me, let's get into this movie. I feel like I have been saying this so often lately on the channel. This is an amazing trifecta attempt. We have James Bond III here, who wrote this film, directed this film, starred in this film, produced this film. His wife starred as the whole demonic succubus in this film. This was his baby, brought us some talent, and we never really got anything again. Now, James Bond is from a whole, not, 007, it's another James Bond, but he is, the third. There's been many, this is a whole string of a family of James Bond. He was a young actor. You may see him as a kid in several other films from the 80s, but he did this and we didn't get anything else. Now, this movie was perfection to me, especially on a throwback as low budget horror scale. I thought this was immaculate and really well written. Great acting, and has cinematography here by Ernest R. Dickerson. Juice, Demon Knight, Malcolm X, Do the Right Thing. Touch all the Spike Lee stuff. Did some directing and some writing himself. There's some talent put in to this film. And we also have talent here like Kadeem Hardison and Bill Nunn. What more do you want? Don't try to play this film from its appearance in the 90s, 80s-esque cheese factor that may be here. You have to consider the time. This is a 90s horror film. This is when horror was really allowed to be out there and campy. And we got shit like The Puppet Master, the remake of Night of the Living Dead, Child's Play 2, Graveyard Shift. Bottom line, black people came together and collectively gave you a good horror film with a message, a positive message at that. You better go watch this damn movie. Now we immediately get into Flash and the Ebony Sparks. Looking like, no, my brother, you got to get your own. Like, immediately we can tell that he ain't shit. We're, calling multiple ladies up. We're, a little hee-ho. We paying for abortions. He is just living his best stank life. He's about getting it in and going on his way. He ain't about nothing. But that does not deter the fine woman who sits at the end of the bar. Why don't you use a lighter? The flame lasts longer. Instant trickery and entrapment. This woman tailors herself to be everything that man at that moment thinks he needs. She changes her personality, her tone of voice, everything to pull that man is. She can be sexy, she can be shy, she can be innocent, just to get you in the palm of her hands. But she didn't have to try too damn hard, now did she? Because every single man that she approaches or approaches her is so damn easy to pull in the first place, because she is attractive and there are no questions being asked. Not even an eye being blinked at her dark ass mysterious living conditions. No one's even thinking about, how promiscuous she's being, how eager she is to get you back to her place after just meeting you an hour ago in a random bar. All we know is, I feel like you're a high-class freakazoid. You can tell a lot about a woman by her bed, and I feel like I'm about to get some, and it's about to be popping. Like, that's all we're concentrating on. And it's very much a lesson learned, and the movie's been on for, all of 2 minutes. How many times have we as people falling into traps that we didn't want to fall into, whereas it might have been sleeping with someone that we didn't mean to too quickly, even anywhere, from catching a disease to an unplanned pregnancy, all because, hey, you might even wake up and the husband got a gun in your face. You don't know, because you don't know this person, but you went home with this person just because they were attractive. And here, not only was she attractive and you went home with her, she was a freakazoid, but she also had blood coming out of her shower, and she attacked you and ate you the fuck up because she's a demonic succubus, but you didn't know that because you didn't ask no questions. Sad. I'm kind of team my swagger, but you about to have me, girl. Hey, jump through about 4 or 5 hoops of ooh, baby. He said it was gonna be popping. It was popping, all right. She popped that ass. Now, Flash and the Ebony Sparks is our very first victim. Now, with each victim, we learn something different, and they each fall for a different temptation. But we are introduced to something totally different outside of that. We are introduced to Joel, sweet, innocent Joel. Now, he is very grounded, he's young, and he has dreams and ambitions to become a minister, just like his father, and he is this close to it. Now, even though we have a young, it's funny to say young Samuel Jackson here, but he's here and looking like Samuel Jackson. Even though he has died under mysterious circumstances with this dark female demonic-like spirit surrounding him. And Joel has nightmares about this. He sees it and thinks about it all the time, but this has not deterred him from his path of ministry. I'm going to be a minister. I'm going to service the Lord, and no matter what nightmares I have or what I think maybe happened to my father, I am protected under the eye of God and under the eye of my sweet sugar mama, big mama, grandma. They gonna take care of me. Now, even though we have Joel very much trying to stay on his path of Jesus, we have him feeling like, there's something out there calling him to, choose a different thing. He's seeing so many dark figures, like a woman dressed all in black. He just doesn't know what it is. But in the meantime, in between time, we still have that demonic succubus demon sitting at the end of that bar waiting on the mans to come in. Now, with each victim, we do get a different temptation. She is many things. Now, this man, on the other hand, he is married and wants to cheat on his wife, removes his ring, and thinks that he can just go in the bar and see what's good. Now, this is the thing. Men do go out, men do cheat, so do women. But this gives you a strong outlook of what could maybe happen. Now, of course, this is a horror movie. Things are going to be horrific and heightened, but every single tale here has some truth in it. He is so excited to meet this woman. We don't even know. It's so crazy. You even have her kind of have these psychic abilities. She knows, your name, your thoughts, things about you before she even knows who you are. But nobody acknowledges anything just because she fine. Like, she's beautiful. I don't care. Oh, what? You know my name? And you want some champagne, girl? Sure. Let's go back to your place. Whole Best night of his life. He getting teased and tantalized with a feather. You even have her bring out a whole fucking knife and say, don't move. Like, but you know, it's hot, it's erotic. This is a fucking stranger, you should run. But he is living his best life, just thinking about the aspect of being able to go out and sleep around and cheat on his wife. Now, his death in the end was pretty groundbreaking for me, especially with this being 1990. Of course, you know, we have that big bang of AIDS and HIV at the time. Now, unlike the first victim who we just saw pretty much get attacked, we have him wake up and notice, you know, there's an infection starting to spread. And she says things like, you know, oh, honey, I gave you something that is going to be with you for the rest of your life. You know, you can never give it back. Like, and you have him say stuff like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't do this normally. I thought that I could just come and, you know, have sex with you, do my thing and just walk away. I'm married. I have a family. I have responsibilities to people. And it's just like, okay, well, so what? I don't care. Is that what you're going to tell your wife when she wants to have sex with you? And now you're infected. It was very much, you know, her giving him some infectious succubus demonic disease. But of course, this, of course, is a metaphor for HIV and AIDS, and I'm sure other venereal diseases. Like, you can't just be going out here, going raw, trying to live your best life, sleeping with other people, cheating on your significant other. Sometimes, in some cases, you may get something, a package that you maybe can't return. Your best bet is to not fall for this temptation and to take your ass home and be faithful. But yet, we've had another victim succumb to her trickery because he fell for the temptation. He took the bait and she thrives on it. She lives for it. This is what keeps her going, keeps her alive, keeps her thriving. That you men, you people keep falling for this temptation, then I go back to the bar and do it all over again. Now, after we leave victim number 2 saying shit like, you don't look like you got nothing. Don't you just love that line? You look fine to me. Everybody looks fine. Shut up. We are introduced more into our supporting actors here, aka Kadeem Hardison and Bill Nunn. R.I.P. Bill Nunn. But we have Kadeem here as K. He's an up-and-coming actor. He loves his cousin Joel, who's back in the country, but he's in New York. He's, you know, real experienced now. He's well-versed. He's cityfied. He's cool, and he cannot wait for his cousin to visit. And Joel wants to break from his practices of his religion, you know, step away from the Holy Bible in the ministry for a second. Now, at first, it just feels like something is calling him to, you know, be a bit more grounded. How can I reach the people in a ministry if I'm, you know, sheltered myself? I need to get out there, have some worldly, real life experience. All the while, this thing, this entity is calling to him. And his grandma is so afraid. She's warning him, you know, when you are one step away from your destiny, that's when things like this strike. That's when, you know, the temptation strikes. Something is going to come to you and try to deter you from your path. Don't listen to it, son. Be great. Be black and proud. Don't do it, baby. Now, we also have Bill Nunn here injecting all kinds of comedic relief as Dougie. Now, Dougie is the funny, lying to get some homeboy in the bar. He'll get a drink thrown in his face before he actually gets a date. You know, you got one of them cameo butts. It just made me want to say, ow. You know, she got that ghetto. She got a way up her butt. Like, you're not even cute. Girl, I'm a doctor. Did I say I was a doctor? Low key, I'm an astronaut. He is just trying to get some play in the bar. Very, very desperate. Would talk to anything moving except for that heifer sitting at the edge of the bar. Oh no, man, it's something about her, man. Don't you just love Bill Nunn and his da-da-da man ass energy? Like, he just brings that Radio Raheem energy wherever he goes. Love, hey, we love you, man. We love you. And I just love the fact that we have them here yet again. This is, you know, a few years after we get into the school days. Like, they had just teamed up in School Days. Doing the butt, ow, butty. When you get that notion, put your back build in motion. Hey, doing the butt, sexy. I want your butt, just gimme your butt. Say it. Now we have Joe all too excited to go to New York, and we have Kay here just excited that his cousin is getting out of the town. He's coming down. I really love, and that really speaks to how good the writing is here. You really feel, their bond as cousins and family and friends, that little kinship, that, that exchange they have. It's so good. It's so well written. In the little time we have with them in this film, you really get that sense of family. But we have Kay, and we're nervous for Kay at the aspect that he may fall for the succubus at the end of the bar. Like, you have her just sitting, he's just like smitten, like, oh my God, you're beautiful. He approaches her. They have, the best conversation. She knows exactly what to say. She is finessing, like he is putty in her hands. As far as she's concerned, she has yet another victim to take back to her home. They slow dance all night. They talk. All the while we have Joe, continuing to have this nightmare that keeps waking him up. But he just doesn't know what it is. But it feels dark. It feels uncomfortable. And he's still having that pull to come to New York. But Kay is just like, it's all she wrote. Child, as far as I'm concerned, this is my new girlfriend. I am loving her. I'm loving her energy. Won't you come back to my place? Oh, God, don't tell him that. Kay had a whole fantasy about him being in that bed with her. He's feeding her grapes. Like, no, child, she about to feed on you. She ain't about to feed you no grapes. But you have Kay saved by the bell at the aspect of Joe coming. I can't meet up with you tonight, but, I can see you later. I can see you some other time. He doesn't quite get her name, but as far as he's concerned, he has met the woman for him. She is everything, as she can be everything to all men. She's going to be exactly what you want. Temptation is going to feel like the exact thing you need at the moment. Back up. Since the succubus really wants Joe there, she's more excited for him to come to New York than she is. This is my chance. Not only does she, feast on these men and kill them, it's not really about that. There's this, this power dynamic. There's something filling her up. Not only do I need to devour you physically, but I need your soul. And I need it willingly. I need you to approach me. I need you to give in to me. I'm the temptation. So if I can get someone like Joe, a minister, a man of faith, straight and narrow, he's innocent, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he believes in God, he can't wait to provide his knowledge in ministry. If I can corrupt him and make him the last of his line, I already corrupted his father. Now, if I can corrupt him, I've done something. It's filled me up in the best way. I got this man of Jesus to fall from my temptation. Now, in the meantime, since Kay's ass just didn't make it back to the apartment, thankfully, we have a replacement. We get into victim number 3. Now, victim number 3 was in the bar earlier, and she sensed what he was all over him. We have him approached by a gay man at the bar. This is, of course, another tale. This is a gay man who is clearly on the down low. And of course, she knows everything, so she sensed it. It's so much better with me. Come back here to my place. Now, of course, she's mad when he gets there, but child, when he comes in and they get into it, now, of course, she needs all of him to take him in. I don't just need you, to be here and be a body. I need you to give everything over to me sexually, spiritually. I want your soul. And it's just like, he is not getting where I need him to be with me riding him. That's right, because this is a down low gay man, at which she flips him over this. Ooh, girl, where did that come from? Ooh, girl, take it out. Of course, he gives in and gives her, that soul, that temptation, his all, because this is his preference. But of course, here we have him falling for the temptation of that woman because he's out in a bar trying to be something he isn't, trying to be down low. And I'm really, really not down low, and I'm not gay. I'm going to a woman's house and we're going to have sex. But with her flipping him over and giving him his life, she gets his soul and attacks, and she is really, really anticipating doing the same thing to Joel. Now, after we've had Joel, and Kay have a whole makeover moment because, you're dressing corny and country, you're talking country, you're in the city. I want you to have fun here as my cousin. We're going to see the sights. We're going to have a really good time. But with you being, into your ministry, how are you going to do with temptation? What if a woman comes on to you? How are you going to react? He is just, really trying to talk to his cousin. They have some really thoughtful conversations. But so far, everything for Joel is intact. So they go out and try to hang out at that same bar. Joel is approached and meets, the first person he meets is that succubus herself, and she is all too excited to meet. And Kay is like, oh my God, this is the woman I've been telling you about. This is that woman of my dreams, this sweet, innocent, beautiful, sexy woman. Yes, girl, come here. Have I seen you before? Like, who are you? Have we met? Hi. It's like, no, you fucking girl, we was out here bumping and grinding like R. Kelly, slow dancing, rubbing noses and shit, anticipating meeting each other again. You gave me your number. Now you're gonna stand here and act like you don't know me. That was when he was supposed to take his cousin and run. Now, he does try to warn Joel in his own little way, but he really doesn't know what's going on just yet. But he wants him to be wary of her. I was with her. She's acting like she doesn't know who I am. She's a crazy person. Meanwhile, we have the grandmother. Jesus, protect my baby, Lord. She is just getting more and more worried. She's starting to have those same nightmares. She's having visions. Something is not right. We get into Kay just getting fed up with her Mary Poppins act. You're, all sweet and innocent now. You're, bitch, you know who I am. You gonna act like you don't know me. And she just really, cuts off that charm. She turns it on for Joel, but when she's alone with Kay, it's just like, are you really about this life? You about this non-reflection life? Like, I'm trying to talk some shit, but she is not casting a reflection in this mirror. I don't know what to say right now. But I know I need a helping hand. I need some help because shit is getting real out here in these streets. At which we go to Dougie, and he is a whole undercover officer sitting at the bar this whole time that is following a supernatural death that's led him to the bar and to that woman. And he finds her suspicious and feels like she's responsible for the men who pop up and leave and aren't seen again. He knows she's crazy. This whole time, welfare butt has been a police officer. Now, while we have the two of them team up to take her down, we have Joel in this thing at the restaurant, and she is laying it on thick, telling him everything he wants to hear, disguising, things she knows already about his life, his ministry, his leadership. And she's always, kind of being a little sexy, a little suggestive, trying to slowly tempt him. But Joel is really trying to hold up and have his willpower. Meanwhile, we have Dougie and Kay visit the beautiful Melba Moore as a psychic to get more information on her. And, we realize the type of, demonic spirit she is. It's about temptation for her. You have to do this to get rid of her. This is her goal in life, to tempt men, to take advantage of people, to corrupt people. And she is out to corrupt Joel. You have to save him. And it's just like, well, do we have to do all of that and cast her out as a demonic spirit? Like, can't we just chop her head off and bury her on hollow ground? Can we just, lay the spirit to rest? But with her seeing and knowing all, she knows what they're up to, and she enters her body. And do you think I do not know what you are up to? Like, you motherfuckers are gonna feel the wrath of my ass. I'm coming to kill the both of you. Meanwhile, she's smiling in Joel's face, tempting him with that first kiss. And it's just like, all right, Joel, and calm down. Don't do it, Joel. Kadeem Hardison is so funny here. I love it. Fuck the dumb shit, Dougie. Like, we running. We getting the fuck out of here. I love how we didn't just have them waiting around. Like, they had a whole plan. They were defending themselves as black people in a black horror movie. Like, we not just gonna stand around and die, even though they died any goddamn way. We have Joel, who is just completely unaware. He does not take heed. She has her nails in him. She's thinking about him. He's thinking about her. She has control. She's starting to sink in. You can't tell me anything about her. How dare you say those things about her? Say I can't trust her. She's up to something. She's a spirit. She's after me. She he's trying to deter me from my ministry. You're jealous. Like, she has the hooks in him already. It just feels like he's about to slip and fall for that temptation. Kay just being fed up, calls the grandma, tells her what's going on, and hurts Joel's feelings to the core. Like, if you're going to be fucking immature about this, just take your ass home. You're not ready for what this really is. Meanwhile, we're going to go and try to take her ass the fuck out. You have her play with them. She lives for this. She loves to toy with people, corrupt people. So you think you're going to come in here, slip some holy water in my drink, and I'm just going to pass out and y'all going to go bury me on holy ground? You are not. They take the bait and go in it. They were really laying it on thick. Oh shit, your plan didn't work. It was very Exorcist mixed with scary movie Exorcist scene. Like, it was nope, Dougie, your fucking plan didn't work. Let's go. These idiots split up and die in their own separate corners. Very creative effect here, if I may say so myself. They were designing on a dime. Every loophole and situation that they could take to get the effect, the blood, the foreshadowing that they needed, they did it. And it worked so well here. Having Eric Dickerson on cinematography was slapping for this film. Even the soundtrack was slapping a little bit. Even the effects of Joel having a nightmare after meeting with her, that whole coming to the fold, Joel, where, man, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to conquer, with her kind of in her hell pit of all the men that she seduced and taking their life, and they're kind of in their own little personal, her little hell, and they're just tempting him to come in, come on, join us. This is what we're supposed to do as men. We're supposed to do things like this. We're supposed to fall for temptation. We're supposed to deter from our path. We're supposed to not be faithful. We're supposed to be down low. Come into the fold, Joel. It's just like, no, Joel, no. Meanwhile, we've had Radio Raheem attacked in the back of a car, losing his life, and we've had Kadeem die Videodrome style. Y'all remember Videodrome? Talk about her. I am a horror fan. Videodrome gets eaten, devoured by the TV. Very nice effects. Joel here outside alone by himself with this woman, and he's getting closer and closer to falling for her temptation. She is pulling all the tricks out of her hat as possible. She's kissing him, trying to get her essence, her fuckery all on him in his mouth. She's put it in the wine. She's trying to get him to drink, and he is just falling for it, so much so that he passes out, and she thinks she's won. She even has the nerve to come back as the dad. She is so fulfilled in the fact that not only do I get to corrupt you and break you down, I did the same thing to your father. You falling for this temptation, and now you're a sinner, just like me, just like your dad. I got you. You're in my grips. At which grandma comes in and saves the day. It was very much given, I'm gonna get you, sucker. Ain't nobody gonna lay a finger on my baby. It was given, I'm gonna get you, sucker. Grandma comes in and saves the day and reminds him, your power is in your faith. Don't give up on that. The truth is in the word. The power is in the word. Pick that Bible up. Pick that cross up. Go for what you know, what you believe in. As long as you have faith and belief and you stay on that path, she can't touch you. Now, grandma in the corner getting healed up by the demonic thing just had the jaws in the lungs of life, because she was choking her for like 15 minutes and granny did not die. But meanwhile, we have Joel, he claps back into that faith. He picks it up. He reads some scripture. Like, it was very much the power of Christ compels you. Like, you no longer have those grips on me. You thought you did, but you didn't, bitch. I still believe. I still have faith. I didn't fall for your temptation. Now, at this point, we've had we've had her face change, go through 3 different phases. Them effects it was there, y'all. You saw it. And she is just so angry at the fact that she just didn't get him. This not only, relinquishes her, but the faith does too. And you have her go and reach her final form. And they were working on a budget. It gets, real sketchy, but you see the demon. You saw it. It explodes, and, Joel embraces his grandmother, and they both praise and rise at the fact that he didn't fall for it. My baby is saved. His religion, his faith is restored. But But we end up with, you should use a lighter. The flame lasts longer because, you know, spirits and temptation, it just doesn't die. It's not just relinquished, it's drifted on and it's entered somewhere else. There's always going to be temptation out in the world. If this temptation didn't get you, something else is going to come. It's just transferred to another person. And we have done a man, Radio Raheem. Dougie returned now as that same demonic succubus spirit, now in male form, ready to take on that same bar. Well, you guys, that was my review for Death by Temptation. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed discussing this film. I am so glad that you guys were interested. I'm like, I'm gonna post it and see who says something. I was like, ooh, y'all fucking with me. Not a lot of people know about this film. Of course, it is, you know, low budget. It's not just off the strength of it's a black horror film. That's what made me go to it as a teen. I was like, I just want to see more of us in this genre. And I found this. I wasn't expecting much, but once I really got into the story and how smartly it was written, we have so many dry ass remakes that come out for, like, who asked for this? Ain't nobody asked for this. I was totally asked for this. This being remade now, period, it will always be relevant. The story is universal. It would be really good. Somebody touch it. So somebody go do it. Go get it and do it again so we can go see it. I would definitely go see this. Please drop down and tell me what you thought about my review. If you haven't seen the movie, did I make you want to go watch it? If you have, leave me a comment at the bottom. I need to know how well you know this movie. What's your favorite line? I'll see you guys next time. Bye.